What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy Dub Q, and I would like to welcome you to Between the Lines Podcast. Make sure, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. This is a hot one today. Y'all already know how we feel about quarterbacks here in Carolina. Y'all already know how we feel about draft picks here in Carolina. So I'm going to go ahead and do a warning right now before we get started. If you love to hear about quarterbacks and draft picks in the same sentence, you can stay. But if this tickles your feathers, you might as well leave now. Make no mistake about it. There's no secrets this side of the Mississippi. The Carolina Panthers need a quarterback. Going forward, I'm here to lay out my best options for the Carolina Panthers. Not anybody else's, mine. So, with that being said, when it comes down to this year's draft, Frank Wright is our new coach, and we have a bevy of coaches on this outstanding coaching staff now that leads me to believe quarterbacks coach Josh McCown. What best fits for him? What best fits are for the franchise? And what are the best fits that we can look to take without crippling the franchise? Make no mistake, CJ Stroud is seeming to be the golden boy this year in this draft. I love this guy, what he could bring to the table here in Carolina. Make no mistake about it. He is my option number one. But is he the best option for Carolina Panthers? I'm going to be real with you guys. Staying at pick number 9, and I know this is the unpopular opinion, and not giving up any territory, to me, is the best option. Now, I know you guys say it's not a winning option, but just hear me out for a second. Anthony Richardson is a quarterback that I've been looking at, and the more and more I see him, the more and more I say the upside for this guy is tremendous and through the roof. I mean, if you get, and I mean, you got to really put this in full perspective. This guy can take us to the promised land. We already have an offensive line here in Carolina. We already have a number one receiver, a true number one receiver. His skill sets are similar to Cam Newton's that we had previously, but there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want anybody to believe or under the impression that having a guy with Cam Newton skill sets or the Lamar Jackson skill sets are not winnable in the NFL. It is. You just have to make sure that you cater to this guy and give him all the options that he needs to go forward. When Cam was here in Carolina, we never had an offensive line. He never had a true number one receiver outside of Greg Olsen. Kelvin Benjamin came for a year or two, but he was hurt and then out of the league. So with that being said, he's never had a true solid option to throw at that receiver, and he's never had a really strong run game outside of himself running the ball. So Anthony Richardson is of that same mold, and I'm saying this is the chance to go in and correct and right the wrongs that we did not right with Cam Newton. You go in, you get your guy at number 9. He should be sitting there, and you pick and select him. Moving forward, you get a guy that can come behind this offensive line. Number one, he hadn't had an offensive line like that in Florida. So automatically, that's a leg up for him. He's not had a receiver to DJ Moore's caliber ever. That's another leg up for him. You go out, you get a tight end in this draft. You go out, you get a receiver or a running back to pair with this guy, and you really sit back and watch this Carolina offense come into fruition. It's going to be a thing of beauty. Now, make no mistake about it. You have a bevy of holes to fill on this team, but I'm just making a video about the best option for quarterback with the number 9 overall pick. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that you trade up, you go to number 1. To me, that's unrealistic, and to me, that's a bit of a stretch because we do not have the real estate to really trade away all of our pieces and still be able to fill any holes. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Something has to go lacking. You can't sit here and say, hey, I want to trade up at number 1 with the Bears or trade up to number 3 and try to get a quarterback, because if that's the case, you're going to be trying to pursue CJ Stroud. And if you give away all the leverage that you have, I know a lot of people saying that's why we traded CMC. That's, to me, you traded CMC because we had just recently gave up a lot of draft picks in the previous draft. A la Matt Corral, a la C.J. Henderson. I mean, we kept giving up picks. Sam Darnold, second and a fifth. So that move, trading CMC, was to really replace the picks that we had been giving away under the Matt Rule era. I know you guys think that pick was to get a little leverage to go up and get a quarterback, but it would be foolish to get and acquire those picks, to have 9 picks, and then you go and you throw them away for one guy. Now, I'm not saying throw away all the picks. I know you guys are, very nitpicky when it comes to this. I've realized with this fan base, we are very strong and stern on stuff that we really want to happen. But let's be more realistic. The Carolina Panthers, if they feel like they don't have to reach for a quarterback at number 9, they're not going to do it. I don't know any franchise that's going to say, hey, I have Anthony Richardson here that I can get at number 9, but I'll reach to go and get another player of Will Levis, or because who's the guarantee that Stroud is even going to even be there? But I'm not going to reach for Will Levis or any of those other guys and trade up for him. Not going to happen. I get it. You guys want him. But it's time to tamper your options, be more realistic about what's going to happen. Now, granted, had we been in a higher position if we were sitting at number 5 versus number 9, then that would be realistic. You could say, hey, we can look around and see which quarterback we can choose from. But I keep getting everybody giving me the realistic options, what the Bengals did, what the Jaguars did. You got to realize those teams were picking from number 1 already. So they were on the landscape of, we are already in position. We don't have to trade up to go and get a quarterback. Cincinnati didn't have to trade up to get Joe Burrow. They were already sorry enough to get him at number 1. I hate to say it. Like I said, Trevor Lawrence, the Jaguars picked 2 years in a row at number 1. I hate to say it. So we don't have the real estate to really be going around here throwing picks around, because we just got those picks back from Christian McCaffrey, and it's time to really build this team the correct way through the draft and get a lot of players that you can really see for the future, that you can plug in and play, because make no mistake about it, there's a lot of glaring holes on this team. Don't make me start naming tight end, linebacker, edge rusher, cornerback, safety. We got different, and that's just to name a few. We don't even have a running back solidified on this team yet. I mean, Deontay Foreman was here, but there's no long-term option there. You got to look in the draft, maybe in the 4th or 5th round, and consider that. That's why I say those picks are going to come handy. We have 8 or 9 of them this year. We need to make sure that we realistically use those to the best of our abilities. We're not in the business of throwing it away. And I know a lot of you guys saying you go and you get your quarterback. Yes, you do. At number 9, you go and you draft your quarterback. Make sure you get one of the 4 guys that's there. There's going to be a bevy of options for the Panthers. I just don't want you guys to be fixated on one person or one guy, the C.J. Strouds or the Bryce Youngs of the world. I don't want nobody to be sitting here and having their expectations of that guy or bust, because we have more to offer. This team has more to offer than just that one guy. There are a bevy of guys that you can get in this. This is a good draft for quarterbacks. First of all, let's make that crystal clear. This draft is the draft that you go and you get players, because these are all plug-and-play players between the 1st and the 3rd round. Any of these guys are starters. So I know that you guys see and value some of these guys as superstars, but to me, I think AR-15 is the guy that you go and you get, because like I said, he's sitting there. You don't have to give up anything for him. And you go and you get a bridge quarterback, whether that's Jacoby Brissett or anybody else of that caliber, until he's ready, whether that's week 1 or whether that is week 6 or 7. But you see that this guy is the future. We aren't winning a Super Bowl this year. Make no mistake about it. We're trending in a direction towards building a contender, but we need to make sure that the quarterback is ready. So there's no need to rush him out there. Get you a bridge quarterback, an inexpensive option that can go out there and be competitive. The NFC South is wide open, and we got a chance to really take a hold of it if we plug all the pieces around the quarterback position, Make sure you go and get your quarterback at 9 and fill the holes on this team. You got a chance to win this division for the next couple of years and take it by the grasp. That's all I'm saying. I don't want anybody to be objective. I just want you to clear your mind and fully understand what I'm trying to say. So, the only reason why I'm putting it in this perspective is because I've received so much backlash on just having a free opinion. That's what it's all about, doing this thing, having a free opinion and being able to clear your mind to focus on what's important, and that's the Lombardi Trophy. And hosting it here in Carolina above everybody else is what we should be doing here. We should be holding that trophy up, declaring ourselves champion in the next couple of years, 2 to 3 to be exact, if we can get this thing hit on the head. You go out, you get your quarterback, and you let all the rest of the dominoes fall into place. Man, just bear with me. Don't kill me. Don't shoot the messenger. This has been your boy, Doug Q. Come on back to Between the Lines. Make sure, if you don't do nothing else, you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Because I know if you stay to this long, you feel some kind of way about it. So come on back, man.